If you're watching this right now, we need your help. Yeah, you. As you know, we release the YouTube version of the show every week, every Sunday night. And while we do appreciate the support you guys have given us, we do have a slight problem. And the problem is that we're not getting enough likes on our videos. We got videos that have hundreds of views and only a handful of likes. We got videos that have thousands of views and only a handful of likes. So we're asking you to hit the like button right now before you even watch the video. Why is that? Because YouTube has algorithms, and those algorithms have rules to where it says if a video is not getting enough likes, they bury it. They don't recommend it to other people, and other people cannot find out about the most infamous podcast on planet Earth, Super Duty Tough Work. That, my friends, is why liking videos is so important. Please just hit the like button. We don't ask much of you all, and liking the video is totally free. It goes a long way to ensure that me and Illogic can continue to make content like this. So if you haven't done it yet, hit the like button. If you've done it already, thank you. On with the show. Super Duty Tough Work.
We in the building.
Y'all know what it is.
Yeah.
Every week, in your face.
Yeah.
Fresh topics.
New episode.
Bullet points and such. We're gonna do something different this week.
Hip hop shit,
y'all. Because we ain't talked about hip hop in a minute.
No, we haven't.
So, we're overdue. And I feel like we ain't talked about hip hop really since the pandemic. We've been light on the hip hop since the pandemic started.
Mad self-improvement.
Yeah. In that little bubble.
Mad focus.
Focus on self, you know what I mean? But now that we got some things coming out, Illogic's new record is pre-ordering right now.
Yes, sir.
Autopilot. My new book, The 10 Traits of Successful Hip Hop Artists, is pre-ordering right now.
Right.
Both ship in October.
Right.
And you should support. You want to support the podcast, support the products made by those who bring you the podcast.
Man, it's a waitlist year, man.
Yeah, we back.
We back in the building, yo.
We told y'all last year, man.
Yeah,
the 90-day challenge, man.
Yeah.
And, just so y'all know, we'll probably be doing another 90-day challenge this fall.
Yeah.
So those who missed out on the first one, and you'll participate, pick your goal, and then you'll get to call in at the end of it, and we'll just have like an end of year show about the 90-day challenge,
Yeah, man.
And it was really dope last time.
It was.
People writing children's books and all kinds of
all kind of shit, man.
And so, that's what we're going to do this year. So, but today, we're going to do something new.
Yeah.
And this is something that these are the kind of barbershop discussions that people have, but they don't really have them in an organized way.
Right.
In podcasts. And so this new thing we're going to do. It's called the catalog battle. And the catalog battle is where we take two artists who are not even really thought to be, maybe in the same league or competing with each other or nothing like that. And then we're going to compare their catalogs.
Yeah, it's a different conversation when you start doing that.
Yeah, it's not about like who the dopest rapper is. It's not going to be about like who's got the hottest verse of the year or of all time.
Right.
This is just about the artist catalog and comparing different categories of the catalog. And the 4 categories we're going to talk about are top 3 albums. We're going to compare their top singles. We're going to compare their collaborations, and we're going to compare like their longevity, their career arc.
Yeah. And
then we're going to come up with a conclusion at the end as to whose catalog wins.
This is an interesting one, y'all. The first one's going to be.
Yeah. So this first catalog battle we're doing today is Pharaohe Monch versus OC.
Whoo.
Man, when you first think about it, it seems different than what you think.
Right.
And so we're gonna break that down. OC versus Pharaohe Monch catalog battle, and we'll take a break and we'll be right back.
Word.
We got you stuck off the realness, the most infamous, you heard of us. Official podcast murderers, the show comes equipped with viewpoints to share. Grown man ideas for all those who care and wanna grow, so go ahead and download. Every single week with a brand new episode. You're not alone in this world, cousin, so we share information and honest discussion and keep repping the culture like we supposed to. They spread gossip, but they never come close to. I can hear it inside their tone. They talk about the industry but never left their home. You get laced up with bullet points and such, plus empowering topics that they never would touch. You can put your whole network against the team, but Super Duty Tough Work's the MVP. Most valuable podcast on MP3. Priceless info, but all of it's free. So take these words home and think them through. Super Duty Tough Work is coming at you. now listening to Super Duty Tough Work with your host, Blueprint. Raw and uncut, adult conversations. No shucking, no jiving, and no bullshit.
All right, we back.
Word.
Super Duty Tough Work, catalog battle, OC of DITC fame versus Pharaohe Monch. These two guys are actually friends.
Yeah, they basically appeared on each other's records,
Right.
multiple times.
Frequent collaborators.
Yes.
And so this is an interesting one. So, we want to do the catalog battle. And the first thing we're going to talk about is their top 3 albums. And so for me, I'm going to start with OC. Obviously, to me, Word Life is
number one.
Number one.
Easily.
It's a classic.
Classic.
Right? That record came out right around like 90, was it 94?
94. That and Illmatic came out around the same time.
Yeah, and they were near the same age. I think he was like 22 or 20. Well, he was very young at that time.
And the interesting thing about that is MC Search had founded both of them basically.
Oh, really?
And kind of put them. The plan was the same. Like OC's Word Life was supposed to be his version of Illmatic. And they kind of put them on the same kind of trajectory, but OC was a different type of rapper than Nas.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? He wasn't as gangster rap, ish. You know what I mean? So they both took different career arcs, but MC Search is responsible for both.
Wow. Yeah, and Word Life is, to me, it's a classic, underground classic, hands down. And for those who haven't heard the album, you've definitely heard the song Time's Up.
Yeah. If you haven't heard Word Life, where have you been?
Yeah, it's probably, I feel like it's only 10, 11 songs on it too.
Yeah,
it's short.
That's what I'm saying. Think about the Illmatic thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's number one. The number 2 record to me in his catalog is Jules.
Yes.
Which was his sophomore record. And like we talked about offline, when that record came out, it was kind of slept on.
Yes.
People were kind of like, and you also got to realize Jules came out right as gangster rap was
because it was
taking
like
over hip-hop.
97.
Yeah.
So a lot of Jay-Z, a lot of West Coast shit too.
Yeah, if you weren't going Jay-Z and Biggie route, then you were going to have a hard time. You know what I'm saying? Around that time. And I think he also lost his deal around that time. He was on Payday Records for Jules, which is different than the first record. And so that's the number 2 record in his catalog. And, the single off that, My World, produced by Premier.
Yes.
If you know underground rap, you probably heard this song, you know. And then the number 3 record in the category to me is Trophies with Apollo Brown.
Yep.
Now, he's released a lot of stuff in between then. But to me, Trophies is just like, it's him at his best.
Like, honestly, I have Trophies really because other than Word Life and Jules, I haven't really heard a lot of the other records.
I've heard some of them, but he's got a lot of records.
A lot of albums.
And he's got a total of 11 albums, which most people don't even know. And we're just looking at Spotify right now. But yeah, I've heard bits and pieces of some of them. But Trophies though, man.
Yeah, you remember why you like him.
Yes.
On that record. Like, it's reminiscent of Word Life and Jules.
Yes.
Like, in the way that he's rhyming, beat selection, the way the record's put together, all of it is really, really fucking
top
great.
notch. So that's the top 3 records for OC. And so for Monch, what do you have as his top 3?
Well, of course, Internal Affairs.
Same here.
First record, and considered a classic in underground circles, even though we talked about this offline. Yeah. I was looking through the track listing and it's really nothing memorable on there. Like, you don't look at the track listing for that record and start singing songs in your head.
It's very true.
You do that with OC, with Word Life. Yeah. Even with Jules, you do that.
A lot of that raucous stuff kind of like that to me.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Where back when it came out, you're like, oh, this is so good. And then you go back and like, I don't really remember nothing off this record. It's just not that flames now. It's like, nah.
Like, the only record that like strays from that is Mos Def.
Yes.
Only record really in that era
that has staying
power.
It's true.
All right, so Internal Affairs number 1, Desire number 2.
Okay.
For me.
Okay.
And PTSD number 3.
Okay, for me, I had Internal Affairs number 1. I had We Are Renegades number 2.
War, okay.
War is number 2. And then I had Desires 3.
Okay.
But they're kind of interchangeable to me. Desire probably does have a couple more joints on it, but Yeah, I just remember Renegades liking it as a conceptual album.
And
Or I
that's
felt like
why
he was why it
that's
kinda
why I
went
like
together.
the PSD record, because it's a conceptual record too.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing is about this guy and his PTSD.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the whole thing is his different, associations with having that issue.
Yeah.
So it's a really interesting like record.
Yeah. And so, if we comparing these guys, obviously we can go any number of ways, but certain things I want to point out about their catalogs is, like we mentioned, number one, Pharaohe Monch only has 4 albums.
4 solo albums.
He's been releasing music since what?
92?
Yeah.
91?
Yeah.
The first organized record?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so his solo career, he's got what, 2 organized records, or we should say 3 technically.
Yeah, 3 organized.
And only 4 solo records.
Yeah.
And Organized was done when? 97, 98?
Yeah,
Their last
around the
record came out?
time Jules came out.
Yeah.
Was the last organized record.
Yeah. So they've been done for a long time. So look, let's just say 98 to 2020.
Mm-hmm.
It's 22 years.
Yeah.
4 albums.
4 albums.
That's it, Monch.
And his last album was PTSD, which was 4 years ago.
Yeah, it was a minute ago.
Yeah, a while ago. He hasn't really released. Yeah.
Yeah, so his catalog is not deep. That's kind of a strike against, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
Monch's albums. It's just like, then you got that thing like you're saying where, just speaking of Monch's records, he has less solo records. So you're kind of like, which ones hit me? And when you revisit them, they don't have as much.
Yeah, much punch.
Yeah.
Because the fact that he has less solo records, he should have more memorable records.
Right.
You would think.
Yes.
You look at a Sade,
Yes.
somebody who only releases a record every 10 years.
Less is more.
But you can go back.
Yes.
Every joint on the record is probably popping.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like that with Monch.
It's not. It's like, I feel like Monch does not make bad albums.
Right.
He just makes albums that you don't remember.
Yeah, he does. He makes good records because he's a good rapper.
But they're not super distinctive.
Right.
They don't push you emotionally in any kind of way where you're like, damn, I got to hear that again.
Yeah.
He doesn't blow you away. He's not funny. He's not like super deep. It's, it's interesting conceptual music, and he can rap his ass off.
Right.
Which is why the shit works. But when I look at his catalog, I feel like OC has the stronger catalog.
Very much so.
I can't compare Internal Affairs, War, and Desire with Word Life, Jewels, and Trophies.
No.
There's no contest.
No comparison. Like Word Life alone is probably better than all 3 of Monch's solo records.
Say it again.
Really, you take any of OC's solo records in the top 3 and put them up against all 3 of Monch's solo joints.
Yeah, it's killing them. And Jules,
come on,
Jules is more memorable.
Jules is more memorable, man.
And the irony is that yes, Monch is a better rapper.
Yes,
he's our favorite rapper, right? Like,
yeah, he's one of the favorite. He's like top 3.
Yeah, he's probably influenced us more than any other rapper.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? There was one point in our careers where we all was trying to sound like Monch.
Right, this is true.
But I don't think his catalog can touch OC's catalog.
No.
Top 3 records. And so when it comes to top 3 albums, I gotta get at to OC.
Easily OC.
Okay. So man, let's take a break and we'll be right back. For the last year, I've been telling y'all, new book coming soon. The new book is coming soon. The new book is coming soon. Proud to let y'all know the new book is finally here. It's pre-ordering right now on waitlist.net. The new book is titled The 10 Traits of Successful Hip Hop Artists, and it will be out officially on Tuesday, October 13th. In the book, I use interviews, album lyrics, anecdotes, and everything else I could get my hands on to reveal 10 traits that have defined the success of some of the dopest hip-hop artists of all time. From Jay Dilla to Rock Marciano to Murs to Mr. Dibbs to 50 Cent to the RZA, Slug from Atmosphere, Evidence, Tech Nine, De La Soul, and many, many, many more. If you rock with me, I need you to go to waitlist.net right now and pre-order your copy. Talk to y'all soon. Peace. This week's episode of Super Duty Tough Work is brought to you by MyBookie. Winning season returns at MyBookie. Winning season means doubling your first deposit. Winning season means Survivor, Super Contests, and Squares. At MyBookie, winning season means hitting all your parlays and props with your feet up, watching your team trounce their rivals. Rejoice, y'all. It's time to celebrate the NFL season. So, invest in your intuition. Use promo code TOUGH and double your first deposit. New players get up to $1,000 in free play, designed to add more excitement to the sports you love and the games you bet. From live betting to championship futures, every play you want to make is waiting at MyBookie. It's simple. Make your picks, win big, collect your cash. Use promo code TOUGH and double your first deposit. Your winning season begins today only at MyBookie. Now back to the show. All right, folks, we're back.
Yeah.
Catalog battle. OC versus
Pharaohe Monch.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Next category is singles. Singles. Now, we can start this with Pharaohe Monch because this man has one of the biggest singles of all time. Probably one of the biggest underground independent rap singles of all time.
Probably the biggest.
Yeah. You can put it on now and people will be like,
people will go crazy. You can throw that on at a party and it's wild.
Yeah, that Get the Fuck Up by Simon Says is just, it's iconic. And it kind of, it marks that whole period of underground rap.
Right.
Like that whole 5-10 year period where underground rap was doing this.
Yeah.
His single kind of epitomized how big it could be. Mm-hmm. Like, yo, this is some underground shit. But when y'all write one of these,
like life can change.
Yeah.
And honestly, this may be one of the reasons why he only has 4 albums, because he wrote that song.
Yeah.
He may not have had the drive.
He's still eating off that song.
He eating. Like he probably eating off that more than he eating off anything, even his collaborative catalog.
Yeah, I mean, could you imagine how hard it'd be to play a solo show and you got a song that big in your catalog?
Right.
As soon as you get on stage, get the fuck up, get the fuck up. Simon Says.
You got a 45-minute set. You try to do new joints.
As soon as you get on stage, they heckling you with your own song titles.
Come on, bro.
Pharaoh, do Simon Says.
Right.
Are you gonna do Simon Says? People then, as soon as you do it, everybody walks out. Mm-hmm. They don't know your catalog, Pharaohe Monch.
Right.
You know? And so that, I always like that. Was it the Light joint?
Yep. That was
fire.
And that was off Internal Affairs as well.
That's his first album too?
Yeah. That's Internal Affairs too.
I thought that was the second one, but you're right.
Yeah.
And then, the Oh No joint, but that's whatever. That was kind of a collabo. That wasn't technically his joint. But to me, Simon Says and the Light are crazy. It just in terms of mass appeal. Simon Says is just, there's not too many artists,
right, that can create that.
Yeah, that's just one of the biggest hip hop singles of all time. OC on the other hand,
joints,
Time's Up,
joints,
My World,
yep,
Crooklyn Dodgers. He had a lot of little iconic little joints like that.
Yeah.
What did you have down for OC? Like
Born to Live.
Oh yeah,
which
that was
actually the first single off of Word Life.
You're right.
Time's Up was the second single.
You're right.
Yeah,
I remember getting serviced that record.
Yeah. Can't Go Wrong off of Jules.
Oh yeah, I forgot about it with the intro sample.
With the intro, yep. And I believe Can't Go Wrong was actually his first Billboard joint.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was like 100 on the Billboard chart.
Okay.
Like it reached 100 or something on the Billboard charts. I had Let It Slide.
Okay, let it walk on by. I forgot about it. Yeah, that's that
joint. So that's,
but
Far From Yours, actually, from Jules too.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about. What you're talking about. Yep. Yeah, so it's like OC has like iconic underground independent singles. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Pharaohe is a guy who just lightning in a bottle hit.
Right. And it just happened.
He went to the moon with one joint.
Yeah. And he had no idea how to get back.
No, he can't get back. Because you can't reproduce that.
Right.
You can't. Or else he would have.
Of course. He's been trying.
He's been trying, making a lot of whack singles. Mm-hmm. He had a period where he was trying to be Andre 3000. He always has one whack Andre 3000 sounded song on, a couple of his albums. Mm-hmm. He's like, dude, just cut this out, man. Yeah. Just stop it, But singles, if we're gonna look at just overall impact, Monch clearly, his single is so big. It's like, how can you?
It's bigger than a Jay-Z song. Like,
right.
There's certain big time artists that don't have a single as big as Simon Says.
That's a fact. And so I'm gonna have to get this one to Monch.
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
So singles.
Just because of the one song though.
Yeah, that's it.
As far as quality of singles, OC gets it.
Right.
But as far as how big the song was, it's definitely Monch.
Yeah, because I don't have as many. Like if I think about solo songs of Monch's that I know words front to back and sing along with, he can't compare to OC to me.
No.
OC,
only one I know is really Simon Says.
Right.
It's really
fucked up.
Yeah,
and we're big fans. We're fans of this.
I'm a huge fan. I've heard all of his albums. I haven't heard all of OC's albums.
Yeah, and OC still made that mark. I think maybe OC is just a better songwriter overall.
Facts.
Like he can write a better song to capture that moment and that emotion and say it in a way to where it just really translates years later.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, whereas Monch he's got the spectacle, he's got the flair.
Yeah.
When you hear him rhyme and put words together, this blows your fucking mind.
Yeah, it's so technically sound.
How do you come up with these patterns? I never, but then you're just like, whoa, like how? Why don't I remember none of his joints though?
Right. Like you remember his guest appearances way more than you remember anything from his solo catalog other than Simon Says.
And he ain't making whack records.
No, he's not. It's still better than some of the high, people on the upper echelon of hip hop, so called.
Yeah.
He's still making better records than a lot of them, but they're not memorable.
That's the thing. Yeah, so singles, yes, Monch. So let's go to the next category.
Mm-hmm.
Next category is collaborations. This is one where, it's hard to compare this one. We start out with Monch, and Monch's biggest, most notable collaboration is Organized Confusion. That body of work.
Those 3 records.
Forget about it.
Come on.
Who can compare to that?
Now, those are some memorable songs.
Oh, classic.
Some memorable albums. Hypnotical Gases from the first album.
Come on, man. Stress.
Come on.
I mean, come on, dog. The whole fucking... Yeah, their catalog, I mean, it's progressive. Mm-hmm. It's technically dope rapping. Mm-hmm. It sounds unlike anything you've heard of. And it was just like art.
Yeah.
Like Organized Confusion was art at a high level.
And the thing is, with like Monch's Bring It On verse, one of the most memorable verses
of all time
in hip hop history.
Yes. So like his collaborations, just on the strength of that, are hard to fucking beat by anybody.
You can't really compare one of the greatest hip hop groups ever.
Right. Now for OC, he's done a lot with DITC.
Right.
I would count that body of work, I would count, the Crooklyn Dodgers stuff, the Apollo Brown stuff, but still, it's not fucking with Organized Confusion.
No.
So the winner to this one is pretty clearly Monch.
Clear cut.
Yeah, for collaborations. I mean, we could go through the Organized Confusion catalog one day and talk about shit that will teach you how to rap.
I mean, just the Extinction Agenda album alone. Like the album goes so many places.
Yeah.
That are technical, that are fun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That tug at your heartstrings. Just all over the place, but it's so good.
It is.
So good.
It is, man. Yeah. And OC, his biggest thing is he hasn't really collaborated with a lot of people.
Right.
He's done his highest profile producer he's worked with outside of Premier, is Apollo Brown. But you look at OC, it's like he's dope. If he would just do more.
Yeah, he gets his feature on here and there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like earlier in his career he did. Like nothing really you can say recently. Like Pharaohe, he's always dropping a single with somebody.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like even if it's not on a record, like he's on doing records with Black Thought, doing records, here and there, like with some of the biggest names that are that middle underground. You know what I'm saying? Place like Black Thought is.
Yeah.
Where he's known.
Yeah.
But he's still underground. Like Black Thought ain't doing Jay-Z numbers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But Black Thought is thought of as one of the best MCs alive right now.
Exactly. So collaborations, that's Monch, right?
Easily.
Okay, we'll take a break and we'll be right back.
Word.
What's up, everybody? Here to let y'all know we got a brand new 7-inch available on the weightless.net web store right now. The name of the record is Let Us Pray, and it's by the Thermites out of Reno, Nevada, featuring myself, Blueprint on a Rhymes. As you can see, we're dealing with some beautiful clear vinyl right here. The A side of the record is the vocal version. The B side of the record is the instrumental version. And just so you know, there's only 500 copies of this record, and I've only been given 50 to sell total. That means that if you want one of these records, you better act fast. This is the Let Us Pray 7-inch, available exclusively at weightless.net. Get yours before they run out. Peace.
To us, but to them, it's really small. I guess we still need faith like Biggie Smalls. Enjoy the quiet and meditate. Silence the mind, thinking of a better day. Let go of yesterday. Give thanks to the sun for another day. Let us pray.
Yeah. Yo, this week's episode is brought to you, sponsored by the good people over at MyBookie. Illogic, let the people know what's up with MyBookie.
Winning season returns at MyBookie. Winning season means doubling your first deposit. Winning season means Survivor, Super Contest, and Squares.
Okay, at MyBookie, winning season means hitting all your parlays and props with your feet up, watching your team trounce all their rivals.
Rejoice, it's time to celebrate the NFL season.
Invest in your intuition. Use promo code TOUGH and double your first deposit. New players get up to $1,000 in free play, designed to add more excitement to the sports you love and the games you bet.
From live betting to championship futures, every play you want to make is waiting at MyBookie.
It's simple. Make your picks, win big, collect your cash.
Use promo code TOUGH and double your first deposit.
Your winning season begins today,
Only at MyBookie.
It does make you want to listen to the music.
Yeah, it does.
Immediately, just let me throw this shit on.
Yeah.
Play all this shit back to back to back.
Yeah, it's going down.
All right, so we back, folks. Catalog battle: Pharaohe Monch versus OC.
Yeah.
The final category is career arc / longevity.
Yeah.
This is basically like, what have they done since they were quote unquote at their peak? You know, like how consistent have they been over the years? And, you know, have they fallen off?
Right.
Have they disappeared? Have they, you know, dropped records that were on par with their, you know, earlier, with their peak? Are they still hungry? Do they care? Are they just mailing it in? And because I think this has something to do, you know, when you look at their body work in that sense, it gives you a different view. So,
right.
As we mentioned earlier, Pharaohe Monch only has 4 albums in the last 22 years, and that's like a Jay-Z just one album every 5 years. one hot album every 5 year average. This fool got a one hot album every, and it don't even be hot albums. They be alright, they be cool, solid, you know. Like they don't be whack. You know, Monch albums ain't whack. They just ain't memorable like that. They're not iconic. But you know what I recently found out is that OC, I know he got 11 albums.
Yeah, his last record dropped in 2018.
Yeah. Active, man. Active. Like he hasn't stopped. And you go and you peek your head into his catalog, his later catalog, and it's solid, man.
There's some joints in there.
Yeah, like
there's some joints in there.
His joint with Apollo Brown is as good as anything he dropped at his peak, possibly better.
This is facts.
Had that record come out in 97,
yeah,
it would probably be our favorite record of his.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, yo, this is you at the peak of your game. You're rhyming your ass off. Your wordplay's there. You're hungry as shit on the mic.
I love his voice too.
Yeah. Like
so in control.
Yeah, man. Like he's just got it. You know, records that you want to put on and bump. And Monch, on the other hand, is kind of like, he's like an enigma, man. I don't know when he's going to drop, if he's going to drop. Does he still care?
Yeah. His last record was 2014.
Wow. Been that long?
PTSD.
Damn.
Yeah, 2014 last full length record. But the thing about Monch is, like I said before, like he'll get those high profile, you know, features.
Yeah.
So that's the difference between him and OC, is that Monch is still
plugged in
and more relevant, honestly.
Yes,
to the hip hop community than OC is.
And I wonder if that's that whole OK Player thing too, because Monch does just being plugged into that whole thing with the Roots and Kweli and you know what I'm saying, and that whole movement has kind of added some legs to his career and allowed him to kind of stick around. You know, like that whole raucous era, basically. Yeah. If you were in there, you still can eat a little bit. Yeah. You know, OC was never a part of that era. He was kind of, you know, in limbo. You know, I think by the time Raucous was popping, OC, if I remember correctly, had got dropped or was in contract disputes. You know what I'm saying? So he wasn't even able to drop, you know, then. So he wasn't a part of that whole.
Right. He couldn't really be because he was trapped.
Yeah.
In deals and shit.
Yeah. So, but yeah, if I look at career arc and longevity, man, I'm going to have to get at to OC because I can still put on a new OC record and feel like I felt when I put on Jules.
Yeah. Or Word Life.
Or Word Life. Like, oh, this will be doing OC. Like the last that I was like, wow.
Yeah,
this
when
what
I
we
heard
doing?
it, when I heard it, I was like, what? Like you still on this level? You still here? We still here?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Whereas Monch, I gotta get this category to OC.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say as far as again, you know, going into their discography and their catalogs. Yeah. Yes. But as far as, you know, relevancy now, I gotta go with Monch because he's still, even though it's not album wise, he's still way more active than OC is in the present time. And honestly, more people know his name.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
He's always been bigger. Has he always been bigger than OC?
Yeah, he's always. I mean,
I'm trying to think. Like
he's always been bigger because of Organized. Because of Organized, you know what I'm saying? Like OC's only had solo records, so everything has been on his own strength. Yeah, the reason that Monch was able to get that Internal Affairs deal was because of the work with Organized. Yeah, you know, it wasn't just him on his own.
If OC had a fucking Simon Says,
easily,
then you know what I mean?
Easily.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing because it's not like Monch has been doing shit that we remember for the last 20 years.
Exactly, he has Simon Says. So people know his name.
Right. He'll always be more relevant. So to me, it's almost like, is that fair?
Yeah, it's not fair.
Is it?
I mean, but if you want to say that that's not fair, then giving him the single title really isn't fair either because he really only got one single.
It's true. That's true. But how can you not though? It's so big.
I know it's so big. You can't, you know, but OC has Time's Up.
But yeah.
He has, you know what I'm saying? Like he has some classics.
That's true. Yeah.
But Simon Says is really Pharaoh's only joint.
Yeah, and and it's the only reason he's got longevity. To be honest with you,
only reason he's still there.
Yeah. See, I'm a little torn on this one. On this one, the longevity not necessarily relevant because I'm looking at their catalog, and you're absolutely right. Like, Monch is still more popular, still more successful than OC. You know what I mean? But I'm like, that's not because of
catalog.
And this is a catalog battle. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I'm like, I'm a edge OC in this one.
Okay.
I'm an edge OC. What do you think?
I'm going edge Monch, man.
So we'll say this is a tie.
Yeah, we can tie that one.
This is a tie. Okay. So now,
who's the winner?
The moment everybody been waiting on.
The moment of truth.
Because you know these categories are these weighted categories.
Yeah, I was about to ask, like, do we have weight?
Because the number one category is probably the heaviest. The top 3 albums.
Yeah, and that's OC, hands down.
Yeah, you know, like that might be like, if I were to do it, I would say maybe that should be like
30, 40%.
40%.
Yeah,
on that one, you know, and then singles would probably be another 25.
Okay.
You know, and that takes the same time, and then we'll do
35 left.
Yeah, we'll do 12. Well, yeah, we'll do. You say 35 left?
Yeah, 35 left.
Okay, we just want to split the last 2.
Yeah, we can split the last 2.
Okay, so 18 and 17.5. Okay. Because, yeah, that number one category is like...
That's heavy.
Yeah.
That's heavy.
5%. Okay. So if we look at it that way, Then OC 140. He's tied there. This is gonna take some number crunching.
Yeah, it's gonna take some time.
Hold on, man. Let me see who won this catalog battle, man.
Yeah, because it's a hard one.
It's at 25, man.
It's gonna be close.
1742.
It's gonna be close.
Yeah, it really is 25. We got to do the math for this shit. This is great. We ain't thinking about this before time, y'all. So bear with us. This is the first time doing it. You know what I'm saying? If he does a tie, then it's then he gets 50.5% or some shit like that.
Hey,
he wins like half a point.
Hey, that's how close it is. If we in these categories, like that's how. And it's crazy. You don't think that they're that close.
Yeah, it's like 52 to 48 or some shit like that.
Yeah, that's crazy. So Monch wins by a half of a point.
Just a little bit. Yeah.
And that's only because of Simon Says.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Because he would not have the longevity
without it.
Yeah, without that. Well, you wouldn't be talking about him like that.
Nah.
Because his albums ain't been slamming like that. So, yeah. So the winner is Monch by, a hair. Like 2 to 3 percentage points.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
So that's it, man. That's it for this week.
This is fun, man. We're gonna do this again.
Yeah, we'll do this again, and we'll now that we got the formula, we'll know what to do next time.
Right, we'll have it kind of planned out.
Yeah. So if you at home, go home and listen to these albums, and let us know what you think in the comments. Start with the top 3. Listen to Word Life, Jewels and Trophies by OC. Listen to Internal Affairs, Desire, and War by Monch. And let us know what y'all think on YouTube and on SoundCloud, anywhere you can comment. Hit us on the gram, whatever, and let us know. And we'll see y'all next week.
Peace.
Thank you for listening to Super Duty Tough Work. Subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. Follow the podcast on SoundCloud. Peace.
Shoot, I got styles already that's more complex that nobody know about. I mean, super duty tough work.